Hi fashion lovers, you're welcome to my channel. We are going to be recreating this style today. So let's begin. Alright, I've gone ahead to mark my vertical measurement, and that's the shoulder line up there, the chest line, the bust point, the waistline, the under bust, and the basque. This gown is going to be having a basque. So for the basque, I came down by 5 to 6 inches from the waistline, and that was what gave me the basque waist. So I'm connecting the neckline. For the front neckline, I did 3 inches in depth and 3 inches by width. Then for the back, I made the back to be an open back, a slight V like that, just like you can see me connect. Alright, from there now, I'm going ahead to mark my bust measurement. Mind you, this is the back piece that we are drafting. So we'll use the back piece to draft the front side. So I'm going ahead to mark my measurements. I'm going ahead to mark my measurements. Mind you, I have already added my zipper allowances. So I'll connect that to a straight line with my pattern rule, just like you can see. This is not a corset, so you don't need to do under bust. Just mark the bust point there, the bust measurement and the waist measurement, then you connect the lines. So I've gone ahead to connect it, and I'm now drawing my armhole curve. Now I'll move further to mark a sewing allowance of 1.5 inches at the waistline and at the bust area, and I will connect the lines like so, just like you can see me do. Yeah, so I'll connect the lines. From the waistline, I went up by 1/2 inch and I connected the basque like so. I gave it a little curve. I don't want it to be very sharp like that. So that is the back line that I have already drawn. So now proceed to cut out this. We are already done with the drafting. This is just a simple draft. Do you get? So I'll go ahead and now get my scissors, and I'm going to mark it. But before I mark, I will take out the zip bulge for the back area. I'll take out 1/2 inch. I'll minus 1/2 inch. Then I'll come in by 1/2 inch to eliminate the zip bulge that is always there at the back. So I'll connect the lines like so. Yeah, I'll connect the lines like so. You should be familiar with this if you have been while watching my videos on this channel. You should be familiar with this. So I will now go ahead and connect the lines, and after I've connected the lines, I will now move further to adjust it. Mind you, I said the back is going to be, the back neck is this V-neck opening that we are having, while the front is just a normal high neck, just like we saw on the thumbnail. So I'm going for that to do my cuttings, and after cutting this, I will now bring another paper and use it to cut out the front piece. This is the front neck that I'm cutting out now. So I'm not going to be cutting the back yet. So I've brought another paper. This is the zipper allowance. I've folded it in. I will now use it to cut out another piece, which is going to be serving for the front piece. I don't know if you understand. So watch closely. You see what I'm doing. I'm placing this exactly the way it is, folding in the zipper allowance, and I'm going to cut it out. This second one I'm cutting now is going to be for the front piece. Yeah, I'm going to use this second one to cut out the front piece. So I'll go ahead and cut the shoulder slope. I'll go ahead and cut the necklines, and I'll open them up. I'll remove them. So that's the front that I'm labeling, the front piece, and that is the back. So I'm going ahead to identify my lines, the chest line, the bust point, the upper bust, and all of that. The reason why we are having a bust point and under bust is because we are going to be cutting this. We're going to be cutting this cloth. We're going to be cutting it right at the under bust so that we can slash it and spread. It's a slash and spread style. So I've gone ahead to cut out the back neck, just like what you saw me do. I've gone ahead to cut the back neck. This is how the back neck is going to be. So we'll now bring in the front. We'll cut it at the under bust. Just watch closely what I'm doing. This is where we are going to be slashing it. If you watch closely on the video that we had, the cloth is having two layers, and for the front they were all draped. Do you get? They were all slashed and spread. I did a slash and spread for all of it, and that is how the style is going to be coming out. So this is me now putting my arrows at the back side to make sure that I don't miss any of it. So I'll now bring the upper front. And I'll go in and mark 1.5 inches to 2 inches. That's for the slash I want to be having. I'll be marking 2 inches, 2 inches, 2 inches. I'll mark it like so, and after that I'll get my ruler and make them into a straight line, because this is what we are going to be slashing. And if we slash it out, we're going to be having, like, let's say 2 inches spacing. That's one slash will have 2-inch space before the other, and that's how we are going to be achieving this style. I don't know if you get my point, but just watch closely, you are going to understand it. So I will now go ahead and get my scissors, and I will cut it one after the other. Then I will now show you how I'm going to be opening it. This is me now with my scissors. I'm going ahead to slash them open like so. Yeah, I'm going to be slashing it open just like what you see me do here. Slashing it open, slash and open, slash and open. Then while we are going to put it on our fabric, we'll now open it up like this. Do you get? We'll give it more volume. Just what I'm doing. You now have to open it up like this, and that is that. So for the basque waistline, I'm also going to be giving it a 1 inch or 1.5 inch slashing. Yeah, this is me now marking the slashes out. I'll mark it out 1.5 inches, 1.5 inches, and then I'll get my scissors. I will also cut this off. Do you get? So I'm using my marker to label them so that I will not forget, because this one I'm going to be cutting it off automatically. I'm not like, the slashing is not going to be like that of the other one that was slashed and we didn't finish it up. This one I'm going to be finishing it up, and if I'm going to be placing it, I'll place it one after the other. So that's why I marked it with the marker. I numbered it with the marker so that I wouldn't get confused when it is time for me to place it on my fabric. Just watch closely, you see what you understand what I'm talking about. Now for the back piece, I'm gonna have to put a waist dart. I wanted to have a waist dart, though I'll not be sewing it on the cloth. I'll just cover it up here on the paper. I will use my masking tape to cover it up. I've added the waist dart 1/2 inch on both sides, and that is what I'm having. I've gone ahead to cover it up with the masking tape. Now I also slashed the back underbust. Sorry, I didn't show that part. I didn't know my I wasn't filming. I didn't film that part. But if you watch closely, just like what we did in the front, at the underbust, just cut it straight. Yes, so you the back will be divided into two, just like the front was divided into two. So I will now go ahead and place it on my fabric, and I will cut. For this, I used a 3 yards of crepe fabric. Yes, this material is a crepe fabric, and I have 3 yards. You can do 3.5 or 4 if you want it to have more volume. So this is the lower part of the back. I'm going ahead to cut it out, and mind you, I left a seam allowances of 1/2 inch at the down part and at the upper part so that I can join them accurately. So this is what I'm having for the back. So I'll now go ahead and notch where is the up so that I wouldn't get confused. Now to draft the front part, I'll fold the front basque. I'll now fold in my fabric into two. You see that paper that I cut? You see that slashing that we did? So this is number 1 that I'm putting. This is number 2. This is number 3. I'm just being careful not to miss any of them. 4, 5, 6, and 7. So I was not having enough fabric. So that is why the center front, I'm going to be joining it. If you watch closely, the fold is at the upper side, and it is not supposed to be. So I wasn't having enough fabric. So I'll just make the center front 2 piece, and after which I'll go ahead and join them together. So I've now taped it, and I left 1/2 inch for the joining. So I'll now go ahead and mark. I marked 2 inches interval. For this one now is 2 inches interval. That's the drapes 2 inches, 2 inches, just like that. So I'm going further to use my pen and now mark it, giving it a 1/2 inch seam allowance at the side area. Do you get? So I'll now mark it like so, and after marking, I will go ahead and get my scissors and cut. This slashing now, we are giving it volume on the long side, like we are giving it volume from the waist to the basque area so that it can be pleated very well, and it will give it more fullness along the length. I don't know if you understand. Unlike the other one, that of the upper bodies is going to be slashed towards the side seam, but this one is going to be slashed towards the length of it. So when we finish, this is what we are going to be having. We'll now have something pleated like so, like this. And moving on, I'll now remove the papers and show you what we are going to be achieving. But while we are still on it, this is what it is going to be giving us. So I'll now go ahead and notch all the parts where the slashes will be joining each other. Do you get what I'm saying? See that part now, I've already slashed it. Now I'm having 2 pieces for this side instead of 1 piece folded together. So when I go ahead and join it, I will now have 1 piece. So this is how it is going to be pleated, guys. This is what the pleating is going to be like. Do you understand? So I'll now bring that of the upper bodice for the front. The upper one, and I'll place it on the material like so. And then I will mark it out and I will cut it. So I've gone ahead to mark it around the hem, the down area. I'll also add my 1/2 inch sewing allowance to join it up with the lower body. That's the basque area. So I'll go ahead to mark 1/2 an inch. That is what I am going to join it up. So you see, for the slashing here, I did 2 to 2.5 inches of a slash, and this is on fold. Yes, I have enough fabric here, so I did this on fold. So you can still do this, or if you don't have enough, you can just have it differently, and then you join it up together after. So this is on fold, and I have 2.5 inches interval for each of the slashes. So when I open it up, okay, when we finish, this is what we are going to be having. When we'll finish, we'll drape it like this, and we'll drape and bring them together, and this is what we are going to be having. This is just the part of this dressmaking that is kind of difficult, guys. So after this, now we're almost done with the style illustration. So I'll now go further and gather it. When we fleet it up, this is what we are going to be having. We'll now assemble them together, and it will now form the normal bodies that it is going to be forming. I don't know if you understand, but just watch closely. If there's a part you don't get, you can still move it back so that you get it very, very well. So after which, this is what we are having. We'll now go ahead and join them together. So I've gone further to join the back, and I hemmed the neckline, area. I cut a strip of fabric, and I use it to turn the neckline. So I'm going now to mark my bust measurements to be accurate with it. From the zipper side, I've marked my bust measurement and still include my sewing allowance. And I'll do the same thing at the waist area and still add my seam allowance. Then I'll now connect the lines together. It's good to have more, then you cut off your excess, than for your fabric not to be enough, then you'll be running short of fabric. So I prefer having it excess. So when I measure out, I'll now cut off the excess. So this is me now. I've gone to cut it out, and I'll now use this back piece to shape up that of the front. Do you get? This back is not having any slash, any folding. So that's what we're going to use to shape the front piece. So I'll still go further to measure the length of it. Mind you, I said I came down by 6 inches. The waist is 16 inches. So coming down by 5 or 6 inches, I'm having 22 inches. But I later decided to make it to be 21 inches. Yes, I later left it to be 21 inches. And I'll mark 16, which is the waist. And I'll now connect it straight down to the basque area, and I'll cut it off. Just like I mentioned earlier, I like to have excess. So when I cut off, I know that yes, I really did the right thing. So this is me making sure that the lines are straight as it is supposed. So this is the back piece now. We've joined it up together. So I'll now bring in the front. I've gone ahead to pleat up this, just like you can see. These are the pleats that I have made, and the pleats are facing one direction, guys. So just watch closely, you will see. I've pleated this down part, the basque area. I've already pleated it. You can see that it is now smaller. They have now come together like the normal way it should have been. So I'll now put them together, front side facing front, and I will join them up together. So before I do that, I want to ensure that I'm having accurate measurements. So this is 13.5, because the under bust I use is 13. So adding 1/2 an inch to join it up to the hair, to this down part now, will be giving us 13. So I'll be having 13.5 inches and when I join them up, I'll be having exactly 21 inches for the front piece. So after this now, I'll bring it, okay, I've joined them up. I'm using my hands to arrange the plates just the way you see. I will now go further to get the back piece, because it is the back piece now that I'm going to be using to shape up the front piece. The front piece is kind of messy, just like the way you see, because of the too much plate, but it is the back piece that is going to assemble it up together. So after placing the back piece on it like this, I'll go ahead and join them up at the shoulder, and I will shape it up at the waist, at the seam area. That's from the bust sides to the waist. I'll go ahead and do the shaping. Alright, so mates, if you have watched this video to this part and you are yet to subscribe to this channel, kindly do subscribe, like this video, and give it a thumbs up so that the algorithm will know that yes, this video is passing a message, this video is of value. So I've gone ahead to shape it up. I've gone to shape the front and the back piece, and this is what we are having. So I'll now use my hands to arrange them up. So after arranging, we are done with this dressmaking. It's just to add the zipper, put your regular sleeve, and then get the down part of it and pleat it on it, and the dress is ready. So for the down part of it, I'm having my full length to be 60, though I added extra like kind of 2 inches on it so that it will be a bit flowy. Then what you are going to achieve the lower part of this dress, that's that gathered one, you have to subtract your full length from your half length from your full length. For instance, if your half length is 16 and you are having 60 for the full length, so you subtract 16 from 60, and then you'll be having about 44 thereabout, or 40 something. You get? So that is what you now use to cut out the down part. And for the volume of it, you can multiply your hips into 3, into 4, depending on how much fabric you have. For me, I had exactly 3 yards for this down part, 3 yards by 44 inches, and I added extra 1 inch allowance for the down helmet. So I'll now go ahead and bring it in, and I will join it to the upper bodice. Though I marked the center part of it, it is 3 yards, yes. So I marked the center so that I will have it accurate, 1.5 at the front, 1.5 yards at the front, and 1.5 yards at the back, respectively. That's why I marked the center, so that the 2 center sides will be matching each other. And after this, I'll go ahead and join them up. I'll attach the zipper to it, and I'll then put my regular sleeve that I have already drafted, and I will show you what the final result is looking like. This is the last result, guys. So this is what we are having. Can you see the front? And this is what the back is giving. And here comes the end of this tutorial. Bye. See you in my next one.